Well, hello there. Let's make sure that this is good. Seems to be. That seems all right. And that seems good. You just hit refresh on that. Yesterday, my pop-out YouTube chat was not actually showing me people chatting, and I missed some stuff. So I want to try to catch that if it's happening again. It seems okay. But let's get that out of here. And that going. All right, so we have roomy rooms with some connections. We have these little fellas. Do we want to put... No, they don't have IDs. They're not real. So there's really nothing that needs to go in there, I don't think. We're going to leave it for now. We need to get the bits and pieces in place for the other kinds. We can do horizontal, vertical, and diagonal are not clickable yet. We need to get that in next. And we should have all the pieces in place to do so. So it should be fairly easy. And after that, I think deleting is the last thing we have left. But let's go ahead. So we've got our horizontal guy here. Let's just do vertical next. And we were putting this all in... Where? Down here in widgets. Because you're in the sidebar. Yeah, that makes sense. So we'll keep doing that. So. This is going to look almost identical to this. Let's not typo that. We're going to need a form key still. That hasn't changed. Like so. Get our context, get our build. We're going to have the map state that we pull out of context via provider, just like so. That's all still a thing. We need to import you though. Here we go. I see no reason not to continue using a container. And symmetric insets can all be the same so that they look the same. Chuck in a form. I think everything... And we're doing this because we want to put in the index in there, so we need to loopy loop. We'll feed it the map state, just like that. Everything is good there. Get that. That. Loop through. It's still a connection data form. We still give it the index. Return it at the end. That should be all we need to get that part going. Meow. In our room tile, not room tile, tile data, down here. There you are. If it's a vertical, put you in the container. Vertical tile form is what we called you. Form key is our form key. All of that is good. We then also need to come up. Hang on, let me close some of this. I got too much stuff going on here. I think we're done with that. We're done with that. That should all be Gucci. We need to go into here. No, this is our cell builder stuff. Here's where we need to be. And let's see here. Yes. If you're vertical, we can still set the selected tile, that's fine. And then north connection. Ew. When we clear these out, these are going to end up being null. That might be a problem. Let's get this. Leave myself a little note. But for now, we're just going to get it going. Connections, add, we'll circle back. Connection data. We still clone you. North connection, can't be null in here. Okay, perfect. We do the same thing for the south. We just need to get it into our connections list, basically, and clone so that we don't change any data that we don't commit by clicking apply. All right, so all of that, this should all just be good. Now when we click a vertical, we get data. Let's see here. Yes, this one, if we change north, we come down here, and we find north to 10, we see that our change has reflected. If we change it here, we come up here, and we see our change has reflected. Perfect. Let's get add vertical connection form. Lastly, we need to do one more for the diagonal guys. That'll be a little bit more annoying, but that's all right. Oh, we were calling you tile form. Let's keep all our names the same-ish. Take this widget. There you are. We still need our form key. Get our key. Form key. And we need to grab our map state. Map state. Container still, padding. (2020) form with the key. It's still a column, that's all still fine. That's all still fine. Just like so. Get our empty list. Loop through. Connections. Length. Oh my gosh. Plus. There we are. Results. Add. Hey! It's a raid! Thanks so much. Muds, right? Right. How's you? How was your stream? How was everything? I don't think we've met before. Connection data form. We give you I, just like so. Return the result, like so. We forgot that. Now we just need to do the same thing in our tile data, where we need to say not horizontal, diagonal. Each tile model. Put it in the container. The thing we just created still gets the form key, just like so. Well, doing a mix of programming, ECE. I don't know what that is. 3D printing, trying to make a camera rig for 3D FMV style games. Nice. EC Entity Control Engine? Just a guess. And then here, same deal. We need to wire this part up. Selected tile is still selected. Electrical engineering stuff. Okay, gotcha. Excellent. I'm interested in all that stuff, but I've never gotten around to it. Hey, Aman, how you doing? I'm doing all right here. And I'll show y'all, all you lovely raiders, what we're up to here in just a second as soon as we get this in. So if selected, let's see, northeast. Why are you not... Oh, because I did that again. Wait a minute. What did I call you? Yeah, that should be you. There we go. If this is not null, then we add the clone data for the northeast connection. Oh yeah, can't be null at this point. What is .dart? It is Dart. It is a little language that came from Google. Using AI to generate responses or no? Absolutely not. And it pretty much exists for the sake of Flutter, which is what I am using for the GUI bits and pieces of this editor. Oh, let's see here. Southwest connection. Southwest. And northwest. And unless I've forgotten anything, we should be able to just rock and roll. Okay. So this is the editor for the map. And this is just a test map where everything is connected so that I can, you know, build up the UI for it. So we just added the diagonal connections here. So northeast to 3, 1. So that's this guy here. I should be able to come in here, make a change and apply it, and then come here, northeast to 3, 1. I see my change. I can change it here, and I can see it reflected there. Perfect. Forms all in place for that. Looking good. This is really sleek looking. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a lot more friendly than editing the raw JSON representation of a map. All right, we need to get deleting working next. JSON? Is that the cause of your upset, your stomach upset there? All right, here, add diagonal connection form. WYSIWYG would be fun too. Like if you're in a room, debug adds stuff as you're immersed. Yeah. That gets complicated as it relates to like you could do that, but then you got to have a bunch of permissions in there and stuff like that, because you don't really want people to add things that are horrible, you know? But this is meant to be run on the server and interacts with the server's game files, right? So you can edit the map, you can edit the status effects that are in the game, you can edit the skills and the attributes and sort of how they interact with one another. So athletics is based on strength. You got your stuff, and then eventually more things as they get added will probably be added to here. But they read and write the same JSON files that the server picks up. So that is the use case for it. Best language to create a 4-dimensional game? The language that you like writing that can do the thing. Got a raid and run. Have a good one. Yeah, appreciate ya. Have yourself a good one. Great one. All of that. Catch you some other time. All right, deleting. Time. Oh, actually, no. We need to go. This needs to be nullable. We do need to do that. Or do we? We do. I don't think clone... Yeah, clone doesn't handle null. So... how do we want to handle this? First of all, that needs to be nullable. Both sides of the fence there. And that's going to be a problem with this. You can say that you accept a nullable one here. Update tile doesn't accept a null. And that's going to be a problem because we know what to look for based on if it's not null, we update. If it is null, call delete. But we need to figure out what you were. And that's going to be a little bit of a wrinkle. And it's only going to be for connections. Well, actually, no. It'll be a problem here, too. We're not going to allow this. We're going to have to tackle this in a different way because this becomes a mess too quickly. We're going to handle this after we get the underlying stuff in place. That way we know what we need to work with. But I suspect we'll end up calling not save tile. We'll have to expose a delete tile function in here in place of save tile changes, which is fine. And that'll just hook into our delete button and we'll figure out, because we'll still have the selected tile at that point, or the connection data. We'll have to wire that into there too. This will switch on what's in here. If it's a list of connections, then we just go through and delete them all. I'm not sure I love that UI, but we're going to go with it for now, and then we'll iterate on it later. Right meow. We need to go over here to map controller and get the test open as well. Because, and let's close that. Probably that. think we're good there. We need to add the facilities to delete things. So we have updates in place, but not deletes. We can remove connection tiles. Is anybody using you currently? You are. In update room. Ah, right. Because we go through there, and if we don't find an existing thing in that tile in the list of things to update, we delete you. Okay, so we can use that again. That's good. I guess we could probably... I don't know that we can smush it all into one, like, delete tile. I think we need 2 public functions. One for delete connection. And that'll have a connection data in it. You have a UUID, which we can use to pull your parent and then nuke that. Right? Connection table gets us the parent ID. That won't update the... We'll have to do the same thing we did for updating the fake or the virtual tile connection object, because they don't actually exist in the data. They exist as a thing we construct so that we can display. The data itself lives on the room tile. So we take the connection data. That'll be the easiest from the outside, I think. And we're going to need to check if we have an entry for this data UUID. If not, argur. Then we need to figure out parent tile offset location. Clear the con data from the parent tile connection list. Actually, before we clear it, get the connection vector. Clear it from there. Make sure... Ooh, maybe we want to do that first. Make sure the tile at parent plus vector is the right type. Vertical, horizontal, etc. If no, error. Clear it from there. Clear data from the connection tile based on vector. I think that'll do. All right, so this is our connection table at condata UUID. If you're null, throw argument error. Let's type all of the letters, it'll help. Provided connection ID of whatever that was. Forgot my squirrely braces. Is not valid ID in the current map connection table. Or I guess I could just say not present in the map connection table. Be a little less verbose. Okay, done. Coordinates. Parent location. Wait, no. Yeah. Parent offset location is room table at parent ID. And that'll be nullable as well. Makes sense. If that's null for some reason, it's not really an argument error. It's kind of just an exception at that point. Parent ID of whatever that was, not found in room table. Let's go with that. Shouldn't happen, but you know, stupid things happen. Now, what does vector2 return? I think it's a direction. Or not vector2, but what is your connection vector? It is a direction, but I can't use that because it's a direction, which is an enum and not a coordinate. So what I really need to do let's do the connection tile, target tile, is parent offset location plus origin vector 2, and you return a coordinate, right? This isn't connection tile though. This is going to be target tile location, vector 2, con data, destination. And vector 2 returns us a coordinate, yes. So this is the map. Can't be null at this point. Target tile location X, target tile location Y. Right, because these are all objects, like so. Now, we can just compare if target tile, or not, con data, if con data connection vector is not equal to target tile as connection tile, I believe. Ooh, that might not be. Yeah, it should be. It's not, because that lives on the connection, not the tile. And our connection tile is only dealing with the tiles. We don't have an interface or a base class for the models. How do we want to compare this to be sure we're changing the right stuff? We want to be careful how we just did the room over there, but in the connection tile data here, we didn't handle deleting. We have set connection tile data though, which just uses the switch statement. And maybe it's sufficient. Maybe we don't need to worry about the vector here. Or the target tile, because we're going to get an error out of setting that if it's wrong. We do probably want to go through which actually we don't care about this either. we really only care about getting room data. Parent data is, again, the map, but this is the parent offset location X, parent offset location Y as room data. Except for that's going to give me where's my load map? Yeah, we do put room data in there. Okay. Correct type. It's confusing because there's room data, the data type, the model for it, and there's room tiles and everything else for the UI part. Okay, so we get our room data out of there. We go through the existing connections. If existing connection UUID is equal to oh, except for you don't have an ID. Damn it. Because if any UUID would just be made up. They're not real objects. They do have IDs, though. The connection data has them, not the tile. Okay. Yes, okay. No, I was confusing myself. The connection objects have an ID. That's how you reference them. So if they exist, and if connection vector is the same, do I want to do it this way? I want to do it this way. I think. I'm going to throw an argument error in here. Provided connection data vector, which is the connection vector, not the same as existing connection with ID what did I call you? I called you existing connection. Hopefully that's enough to help me figure out what's going on in the future if it breaks. Okay. So we've got that. Otherwise, and we don't have... This does handle that. And then you're a void. And you handle the clearing there. can we simplify this since we do some of this work already? Forgot our helper was a little bit smarter. Now, this we should do here. We get the parent coordinate of this connection. Forgot we had that. That just runs through. So that handles that error. Actually, we can get rid of a lot of this. I forgot that I set myself up for success. So we get it. The only thing this doesn't do, and we could probably make it. We can just pull this down to our, I wish this folding would work better in this, in Dart, down into here. Oh, except for... we can just put this in here. I don't think we need to, though. Because if the UUID is set, and we've validated that you're there, we can check this. And we can just say connection was not found in parent tile connection list. And I think maybe that's sufficient. Which means we can get rid of basically all of this and just turn it into, well, it's a void, I think. Yeah, we can just turn you into remove connection tile. Because we already did all the hard work. I just forgot about it. Make sure everything's still, yeah. Okay. Delete room. Well, hang on. I wanted to get too far ahead of myself. I don't think there's any logic for deleting rooms yet. Yeah, okay. But let's get testing in place around this. Deleting connections first. And let's think about what that looks like. So we have our test map we can load from here. That'll simplify setup. Basically just reuse all of this. We want to be sure that we don't pick one on the edge, just because it'll be harder to get a false positive, false pass, if we do. And I think we already have helpers for a lot of this. So what we're gonna do, horizontal tile, target tile is test controller map, can't be null. And we will pick on, so our test map is 3x3, which actually means it's 5x5. So it's like this corner here. So we'll do 0, 1, 2. Well, yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2. So 3, 2. Do our cast because objects get put into the map. Okay. Meow. Let's do... I think we do the same pattern to make sure we can remove one or the other of all the different types of tiles, just because we don't want to have regression here that goes unnoticed, because it'll suck to dig out if we do. I think I want to do that. So target tile, and then we'll have starting east connection is connection data or no, sorry, this should be west. And we clone target tile data west connection. You shouldn't be null. Okay. And then target connection is target tile data east connection. Just like so. And if we spell it correctly, oh my gosh, if I could spell it correctly, there we go. If we spell it correctly, it'll work better. Again, you can't be null at this point. Now we say our controller, delete connection, target connection. All we got to do for that. Okay. Do I want to modify this to have a return? We throw exceptions if we have errors. I think we're okay for now. We may come back later and do that. Okay. Now, we want to... What were you? What did I call you? Validate connection data. Except for, I can't use you. Because you're supposed to be null. I can do this for West, no probs. Target tile. Starting West connection, expect West diff is empty. Because that function is smart. It'll go in there and say, okay, you told me a West connection should be here. Is it, and does it look like this? But the other one, we need to use this directly. Connection data are equal because this allows us to check for a null connection. So the first one is expect connection data are equal. Target tile data east connection. Ooh, I want to make sure that I pull updated data here. True. And I can just use the same name. That's fine. Pull current data. I think that's going to be sufficient. So we should have deleted the east. West should remain unchanged. No, something is not correct. Horizontal connection tile model. Oh, duh. Because we put the models into the map. Which means I don't need to address tile data here, just east connection, just west connection. Which in hindsight, I don't recall doing that previously, like yesterday, which makes sense. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Okay. Oh, this returns a string. Because it's a diff, basically. Let's actually rename that. To diff connection data. Okay, because validate to my brain says I should be expecting a bool, which is not correct. I made it return a string because a diff is more useful in the output, right? Okay, but that passes. So we're going to do west. That'll be west. That'll be east. That'll be east. That'll be east. That'll be west. The other thing I should do as part of these is make sure that the parent tile doesn't have them. Which means up here, while we're doing all of this, we'll get them out of the map directly. From the origin. Like so. And we actually only need to do it at the end here. And then we can say expect target parent connections contains target tile, not target tile, target connection to be false. What do we think about that? What have I messed up then? Oh, because let's not do this. Let's do... It didn't account for the offset. The parent is the raw coordinates, so it'll be... we chose this one. So the origin of the west connection is going to be this one, this tile. But this is 2, 1, which 0, 1, 2, and then 0, 1 is a vertical. Because we didn't account for the offset. So we need to come in here and we need to say... parent location test controller connection table at target connection UUID, but this goes into test controller room table at this ID. Gives me right like so. Expect you to not be null. And then I can do the X and the Y. Oops. And neither of these can be null. Oh. It's you. It's you that can't be null. We just checked you. Seriously? You're going to complain here? Receiver can't be null. Okay, then. Whatever, Dart. Okay, let's try that. Not you. You. Interesting. Why were you null? We should chuck in... What have I overlooked? Okay. Connection table, target connection. Is the west connection. So 553E5. That's gonna suck to look through. But do this instead. Okay, so target connection failed to look up that. Target connections UUID. Of course it wouldn't. I'm dumb. We've deleted you. I put you after. This. This needs to go up here. We can save the location. That's fine. There we go. And I need to make sure that got stopped. Apparently it did. Okay. All right. And then we need to do the same thing up here. We still need to grab those coordinates. And then at the end, we can put in this double check. Okay, you should be passing as well. And I should be running the whole thing here as well, just to make sure that nothing else was broken along the way. Shouldn't have been, but... we're good on that. Okay. Oops. So we can do... the map controller was just removing that to do. It's fine. Expose and exported function for deleting connection tile, add test for horizontal tile, connection nation. Now let's go ahead and just do a vertical, because they are different objects. North and south. This is vertical now. We need to make sure we use a correct coordinate. Let's do 0, 1, 2 and 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's do 2, 3. North is the target. South is our double checky check. Hello? There it goes. South connection, like so. North, that is. 2, 3. In theory, all should be well. North is good. South is good, but that's because it hasn't changed. It was 2, 3, right? Yes. 2, 3. I just copy that one and paste it in and be faster, but that's fine. Vertical. South. North. North. South should be empty. Everything should be happy. Nope. I left a horizontal in. Oh, no, I forgot to change this one, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. And then let's do... Actually, copy this one, because we need to do diagonal northeast. We'll start a little more room here. We'll again pick one that's in the middle-ish. Let's do... We'll do this one. 0, 1. 0, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 3. You will be... diagonals. Oops. Just kicked my mouse across the desk. It's good for it. This is 1, 3. And here... northeast is our target. This needs to be, southeast. Oh, capitalize. There we go. And then we need to also have southwest. And then north. Wait, no, we're doing northeast, northwest. And we need to validate that them guys don't get changed here. And actually, I forgot to change these, which isn't the end of the world, but it would be good for the sake of... We need 3 of those. But I already had one. I should go change them just for the sake of clarity. And then this one is northwest. These should be just to maintain our convention. Changed. This guy should all pass. Unless I forgot anything. Okay, good. Love that. Let's go fix these really quick before I forget. That should be a north diff. This one should be a south diff. And this one actually should be an east diff. This guy will duplicate. We'll do southeast. And then this guy can be starting northeast. And everything will be the same except for... That should be southeast. That should be northeast diff. These guys, again, if I could type, let's keep them. Let's change that correctly. Hang on. This is northeast. This one should have been southeast. Gosh. Got myself all confused. Southeast should be empty. Northeast should be empty. Wait. Trying to delete southeast, right? Yes. What, south... Northeast. Southeast should be null. Northeast should be unchanged. 2, 3. So I'm missing one. Southeast. I'm going to put this guy up here just for the sake of keeping them in order. It'll be easier on my brain. So northeast, southeast, southwest is what this one's supposed to be. And then northwest. So northeast, southeast was changed. Southwest, northwest. Good. And this one was northeast, so that order made sense to my brain. This one we will do northeast, southeast, southwest. Clockwise, clockwise. Just keep it clockwise. This one, target is southwest connection. This guy, northeast, northeast, southeast, southeast, southwest goes away, northwest remains. Okay. Kind of out of order there, but that's fine. This should be northeast. And then southeast. Which I somehow... Oh. Southwest here should be null. Like so. Make sure everything's still happy real quick. It's quiet. Too quiet. Nope. It's the right amount of quiet. Okay. So. Northeast, southeast, southwest. Southwest connection is null. Northwest is the northwest still. Okay, perfect. You should pass. You don't. I must have forgotten something. Southwest diff, southwest diff. I typoed something. Oh no, I left you. Is what I did. And I've screwed up my diff capitalization. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. It's not spelled correctly, technically. Okay, did I... Hang on, let me make sure this one's passing first. Okay. This one is failing. I must have done something wrong. So southwest got grabbed. Northeast, target connection, yeah. Southeast, south. Oh my gosh. I got distracted and totally screwed that up. That's what, okay. When I moved it, that's what I did. What an idiot. There we go. I moved it to the wrong spot. I thought I moved it. I did. Just didn't do it right. Last one, northwest. Okay. Northwest. And then northeast, southeast. This one can become southwest again. And then northeast should stay the same. I'm going to go fix these. Southeast should stay the same. Southwest. Like so. This guy. So we've got northeast, southeast, southwest. This should be northwest. Just like so. Do we have great success? We do. Okay. I'm just going to go fix these because it's going to bother me if I don't. That one. How far up did I screw it up? That one's good. Must have screwed it up. I did screw it up on the first one. That's what happened. Give that a little breathing room. Put it in the right spot. Like so. Okay. Perfect. And I think that's good. Oh, I forgot to add you. All right. Okay. So now we should be able to delete connections. We just need to wire them up correctly. We're going to need to first put it in here. So for the room tiles, we should already actually be able to delete them. We just need to wire up in the form. Do we want to let that do its job, or do we want to lean on this guy? actually, that brings up an interesting question. Because if we just run, okay, if we just run delete here, and right now this doesn't do anything because it's not wired up, but if we just ran delete here, if we call in to the stuff we just wrote, it'll immediately delete it without giving you a chance to have unsaved changes and apply and back it out. Oh, damn it. Which sucks. From like a user standpoint, right? Like we still need to do overall, map change writing stuff, but having it break the pattern of being able to apply the changes is kind of not a good thing. But this becomes a disaster if we try to we could add a flag to the connection data. Yes. Okay. Okay. I like this idea. If we do that, and just say you default to false, that's fine. You're here. You're just here to act as a filter for me. If you're staged for deletion, then controllers, what we called you, delete connection, like so. Okay. Otherwise, update him. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Then we need to say, well, no, we don't null out the main, the selected tile for connection tile stays because those placeholders stay in place. Okay. Okay. Now we need to wire up in our forms. I should have access in here because we use yes, we use the index so that we know what connection we can pull out of the map state. So in our delete, bum, 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 on here, boop, on pressed, and we've got, data, that's what we called you. We do that. And then we also need to make sure we fire off set unsaved tile changes to true. Okay. So now we'll go pick on our old friend here. If I come in here and do 3-1 and I'm like, hey, you need to go. Unsave changes. The other thing we want to do, hang on, we'll apply this really quick. We want to get better UI feedback though. And he goes away. Okay, perfect. If we go back to landing and in here, it'll make him reload for our testing to continue on. When we build our this, we're gonna have to go change this in all the forms, but that's okay. If or actually we could do it here and only change one. Do I want to do that? I think I do, because I want this behavior in all of them, I'm pretty sure. Here. I can't return. I guess I might have to do it a layer down. It's staged for deletion, it's null, otherwise return container. You're not gonna let me do that, are you? I can't return a possible, a nullable from there. Okay, fine. Your child, certainly, your child could be, right? Should be nullable. Okay, there we go. That'll be fine. Child is nullable. Okay. So, when we come in here, we pick on our old friend again. He goes away. We have unsafe changes. Perfect. We can apply if we want. That didn't... because... Because why? That should still cause a reselect. Why didn't it? Is this a hot reload error? Something didn't quite get updated? Maybe. Back to main, please, for that. Not run the test again. Okay, we'll come in here. Okay, that's not correct. what's going on. You were just working. You work when I change. Okay, so it's just something broken with the application of the change. Selected tile shouldn't be null. It should still be the selected tile. Let's go put our breakpoint in, not there, but here. Do the same thing over. Boop. Apply. Selected tile exists. You're not a room data. Boop. We come in here. We delete you. Ooh. Not found in parent tile connection list. Okay, so I might have screwed something up here. Let's stop that, close that. Back to debug. Because I did the same mistake, actually, is the answer. We need to remove you from the table after we finish deleting you. All right, we can stay in debug just for the sake of expediency, but this should be correct now. Apply. I'm just going to hit boop, boop. No. Interesting. Okay. Plot thickens. We should have checked the... Well, we checked the parent. We should have checked the... connection table. Make sure. True if the value was in the list, false otherwise. So this must be growable. Okay. You apply. Come into here. Map. Parent offset is 4, 2. I should have from the west to the east. Two, 1 to 3. That's not correct. I should do this one. Higher up, I think. This connection. I guess that would be correct. It's so to the east would be 3, 1 to 2, 1. Or no, sorry, other way around. 2, 1 to 3, 1. So I guess that is the correct connection. UUID should be 63185D. 185D. So it was 4, 2. Connections. $185D. You should be here. I wonder if contains isn't... if I didn't implement something that contains would require. Which is why our test would fail. Okay. And you're still in there. Okay. I think I might have to implement equality if I wanted to do that. But I don't want to override two methods just for a thing that an I loop could do. Like a regular for loop. That seems silly. And maybe I'm just dumb and that would be the smart thing to do. I'm prepared to accept that as a fact of life. These guys all pass. But if I was to come in here and instead of... instead of doing contains, if I was to say for int... actually, I could just do for connection data connection in target parent connections if connection dot UUID is equal put that in the parens that it so desperately craves. If that's equal to target connection UUID, fail, connection was not removed from parent tile connections list. Ditch that. Would this then immediately fail? Bet you it will. Resuming isolate, what? It didn't. Okay. The plot thickens. So if that doesn't break it, we're going to put all these back really quick. What the hell? You just set data. Remove you from connection table. Why wouldn't you? Well, now I'm extra confused. Oh, I relaunched. Test and debug. I want to do the real thing and debug. Test passes. So theoretically, I've done that part right. All right, we'll pick on our friend again. The east to 3-1. Delete. Apply. Stage for deletion is true. We go into delete. Four two is the parent offset. This connection is still 185D. X and Y as room data. 4 2. East to 3-1. Yes, that should be the parent. 2-1. Where the hell are you? 185D, right here. Y connections contains this connection. False. Why would that be false? For 2. This connection origin is 2-1. That's correct. And he's definitely still in there. I really just want you to go up. It's because we cloned you. I bet. We didn't clone it here. It's not doing a match on the data. It's saying, is this the same object? If we clone you, then you fail. Okay. So we need to go clone these fellas. I copied way too much of that. Forgot about that. Being a thing in Dartland. Do. We'll fix this up so that our test more closely represents the operations we intend to perform. And then we'll go fix the check, and then we'll go fix the bug right quick. The answer is we're just going to for-i it. It's almost like contains and the remove is a little bit of a foot gun in Dart. Feels like that'd be a true statement. Okay, and then we're going to go back to this method. We can still do this. That if target connection UUID fail connection ID still present in parent or origin tile connections list. In place of that, this can also be dropped into everybody else because we used variables. And it should work as soon as we fix things. You and you. Okay. So I wish it would quit expanding them when I save. I forgot it was gonna move, format, do all that, and expand them again. Deeply painful. Deeply painful. Okay. We're gonna run all these mamma jammas right quick. We're gonna see a whole bunch of failures. Boom. All of them. Everything broken. Panic. Madness. Now, when we go, not you, map controller, here you are. That the X, the Y, the extra parens for the cast, the connections, if connection dot UUID equals this connection UUID. Whoop. Oh no, except for if I do this, I don't have access to the I can do this still. It's fine. Map, parent offset location, the X, parent offset location, the Y, as room data, connections, remove this connection. And then we do deleted is now true. That replaces this. That's fine and dandy. All these now should pass. Except for that's a problem. Hmm. Why would that be? You should only be deleting one at a time, then you should return. Why would it be concurrent? And this is a duplicate. So we built that list to avoid this problem. What would make that be concurrent? There shouldn't be a need for this, but I'm curious. And then it doesn't delete it. Which implies that there might be duplicates in here somehow. Action ID is still present. Oh, I've removed the wrong thing, which is part of it. But is that going to fix our... Yeah, concurrent modification on all of them now. You didn't even get there. Four, two, right? 2, 2. Sorry. 2, 2 connections. Well, the internet dropped there. A couple frames. Little bit of a blip. Okay. So 2, 2. There's only 2 connections. Oh, nope, I lied. This connection we're trying to get rid of. 2318 is the last of the ID. Which is the very last one. So we're going through. We find you. We remove you. And then it immediately freaks out. Like it's even at the very end. Is there for funsies here? Well, there's a remove where. We could do that. Perhaps. And then we wouldn't need to do any of this, actually. Move where? Oop. Can do that. Oh, and then I forgot to get rid of that. This is now that. Oh, that's a void. Okay. Okay. Maybe we just ditch that check. And that'll let us do that. Okay. I'm still a little puzzled as to why it thought there was a concurrent modification happening. Like, we loop through again after we move things, sure. But that should be the only change. I guess that maybe there's no deterministic way to tell for sure that there wouldn't be anything else that changed. So that's probably maybe why. That would make sense. Either way, that'll fix that bug, I think. We'll go stop the debug version here right quick. We'll jump in here. And then if I come in here and I delete you, then you go. Okay. And if I was to go back to the landing page to come in here to make it reload, if I come in here and delete my east, actually become here, delete my west to 2-1 and apply, we're good, I think. Let's delete the east one from here. Boop. West is left. Boop. There's no west. There's no east. All right. Okay. We've got deleting working there. We can start. Let's delete 2 at a time. Oh, I didn't wire. Well, no. Oop. Okay. That just didn't get set. Okay, so we got a little bug there. So we can delete multiples. So we can't delete 2 in a go. And we have a lingering frame here. Let's go ahead and break this up a little bit. We're going to add controller these two, fix bug where cloned actions not be removed from room, fix tests to catch that. Okay, and then the rest of it, add delete connections functionality. All right, so that'll be up. So we've got a couple things that we need to go fix up, but it's getting late, so we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to leave ourselves a note though. So to do deleting multiple connections at once, or rather when doing so. Second, I guess subsequent connections will not disappear when delete is click it. And then to do when all connections are deleted, a border square remains in the sidebar. It should not. There. Okay. Beautiful. Love it. We will address those, and then we'll have to work on getting rooms to delete next after we address those. But that is a task for tomorrow. I'm getting a little sleepy. But thank you for those of you who came to hang out. We had some good chats. We met some new people. It was a good day. We did some code. If you like this kind of thing, I would love to see you again. And if you show up again, you can find me here. I do this thing roughly 2 hours a night, 4 days a week, right about meow. So show back up again. Well, I guess I should tell you the days. I start on Friday and then end on Monday. So if you show up again tomorrow at about 8 p.m. Central, I should be here again, doing more of this and hopefully having regained my ability to speak. And yeah, I'd love to see you again. And if not, you guys have yourselves a great weekend.